NEC Section 430.109 and 430.110 provide guidance on disconnects, focusing on ratings for load and voltage. The key electrical factors are voltage and amperage ratings. The disconnect's voltage rating must match or exceed the circuit's voltage. The disconnect's amperage rating must match or exceed the maximum current the circuit draws. In your situation, the existing disconnects are rated 240 volts and 30 amps, but the drills now operate at 480 volts and draw 2.9 amps each. Considering the voltage rating, firstly, the 240 volt disconnects are not suitable for a 480 volt circuit. Secondly, while the 30 amp rating exceeds the 2.9 amp draw, the disconnect's voltage rating is inadequate. Although the 30 amp disconnect amperage rating is sufficient for the 2.9 amp drills, the lower voltage rating presents a safety and compliance concern. Using a disconnect with an insufficient voltage rating can create a safety hazard and violate electrical codes. The higher voltage could lead to arcing within the disconnect, potentially causing a fire or electrical shock. The National Electrical Code requires that electrical equipment be rated for the voltage at which it is used. The NEC aims to ensure electrical safety and prevent hazards. Therefore, to comply with the NEC and ensure safety, you must install 480 volt rated disconnects for the 480 volt drills. It is crucial to replace the 240 volt disconnects with those rated for 480 volts. This will ensure that the disconnects can safely interrupt the circuit under normal and fault conditions. Furthermore, it is good practice to select disconnects that are specifically rated for motor applications, as these are designed to handle the inrush current that occurs when a motor starts. Check local and national electrical codes for specific requirements related to motor disconnects. It's important to consider the disconnect's horsepower rating in addition to voltage and amperage. The horsepower rating indicates the disconnect's ability to safely switch a motor load. The disconnect must be horsepower rated equal to or greater than the motor's horsepower. Make sure all electrical work complies with the National Electrical Code and any local codes. Always consult with a qualified electrician for any electrical installations or modifications. They can ensure compliance with all applicable codes and regulations. Failure to comply with electrical codes can result in fines, penalties, and safety hazards. Proper grounding is crucial for electrical safety. Ensure that all equipment is properly grounded according to the NEC requirements. Grounding provides a path for fault current to flow back to the source, tripping a circuit breaker or fuse and preventing an electrical shock. Regularly inspect electrical equipment for signs of damage or wear. Replace any damaged components immediately. Damaged electrical equipment can pose a serious safety hazard. Additionally, proper labeling of electrical equipment is essential for safety. Clearly label all disconnects with their voltage and amperage ratings. This will help prevent confusion and ensure that the correct disconnect is used for each circuit. Furthermore, use appropriate wiring methods for the voltage and amperage of the circuits. The NEC specifies the types of wiring that are permitted for different applications. Improper wiring can cause overheating, fires, and electrical shocks. Always use the correct size conductors for the amperage of the circuit. Undersized conductors can overheat and cause a fire. The NEC provides tables that specify the allowable ampacity of different conductor sizes. When selecting a disconnect, consider the available fault current at the installation location. The disconnect must be rated to interrupt the available fault current. A disconnect with an insufficient interrupting rating can fail catastrophically in the event of a short circuit. Moreover, proper overcurrent protection is essential for electrical safety. Use circuit breakers or fuses to protect circuits from overloads and short circuits. The overcurrent protection device must be sized appropriately for the circuit's amperage. Lastly, perform regular maintenance on electrical equipment to ensure it is operating safely and efficiently. Maintenance should include inspecting connections, tightening screws, and cleaning equipment. Neglecting maintenance can lead to equipment failure and safety hazards. To summarize, firstly, ensure disconnects are rated for at least 480 volts. Secondly, verify that the amperage rating meets or exceeds the circuit requirement. Thirdly, confirm compliance with all applicable NEC and local codes. Fourthly, consult a qualified electrician for installation and inspection. Fifthly, implement regular maintenance and inspection programs. These steps help ensure electrical safety and prevent code violations when dealing with your 480-volt drill setup. When choosing a disconnect, consider the type of enclosure required for the environment. For example, a disconnect installed in a wet location will require an M4 or 4X enclosure. Enclosures protect the disconnect from environmental factors such as moisture, dust, and corrosion. Furthermore, consider the ease of operation and maintenance when selecting a disconnect. Choose a disconnect that is easy to operate and maintain. This will save time and money in the long run. Moreover, consider the available space when selecting a disconnect. Choose a disconnect that is the right size for the available space. A disconnect that is too large can be difficult to install and maintain. Additionally, consider the type of handle or operating mechanism required. Some disconnects have a simple on-off handle, while others have a more complex operating mechanism. Choose a disconnect with a handle or operating mechanism that is appropriate for the application. Furthermore, consider the need for accessories such as auxiliary contacts or shunt trips. Auxiliary contacts can be used to provide remote indication of the disconnect status. Shunt trips can be used to remotely open the disconnect in the event of a fault. Moreover, consider the manufacturer's reputation and warranty when selecting a disconnect. Choose a disconnect from a reputable manufacturer that offers a good warranty. This will provide peace of mind and ensure that you are getting a quality product. Also, ensure all personnel working on electrical equipment are properly trained and qualified. Only qualified electricians should perform electrical work. Untrained personnel can make mistakes that can lead to serious injuries or fatalities. Furthermore, always de-energize electrical equipment before working on it. Use a voltage tester to verify that the equipment is de-energized before starting work. Working on energized equipment can be extremely dangerous. Moreover, use appropriate personal protective equipment when working on electrical equipment. This includes safety glasses, gloves, and insulated tools. Personal protective equipment can help protect you from electrical shock and other hazards. Additionally, follow lockout-tagout procedures when de-energizing electrical equipment. Lockout-tagout procedures ensure that the equipment remains de-energized while work is being performed. Moreover, inspect all tools and equipment before use. Make sure that they are in good working condition and that they are properly insulated. Using damaged or improperly insulated tools can be dangerous. Additionally, keep the work area clean and organized. A cluttered work area can increase the risk of accidents. Also, be aware of your surroundings. Pay attention to potential hazards such as overhead power lines and wet floors. Moreover, never work alone on electrical equipment. Have someone nearby who can assist you in case of an emergency. Additionally, know the location of the nearest emergency shut-off switch. This switch can be used to quickly de-energize the equipment in the event of an emergency. Also, be familiar with the emergency procedures for your workplace. Know what to do in case of a fire, electrical shock, or other emergency. Moreover, report any unsafe conditions or practices to your supervisor. This will help prevent accidents and injuries. Additionally, participate in regular safety training. Safety training will help you stay up to date on the latest safety procedures and best practices. It is essential to have the correct voltage rating on the disconnect, even if the amperage rating is adequate, to ensure the safety and proper functioning of your electrical system. Using a disconnect with a lower voltage rating than required can lead to equipment failure, electrical hazards, and potential safety risks. Always adhere to the NEC guidelines and manufacturer specifications for selecting and installing electrical equipment. This will help to ensure a safe and reliable electrical system.